Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, bitches.
Welcome back. We are episode 72.
I believe so. Almost to 100.
I know, how exciting.
Yeah, we've been doing this for what?
A year?
A year?
Almost two?
Almost two. And we still haven't hit 100 episodes because we're inconsistent.
Yeah, but
Crazy.
we love that y'all stayed with us though.
Yes. So. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So today
it's going to be a different type of episode.
Today we are talking...
Let me get comfortable. Don't look at my dogs.
Today we are going to talk about the Epstien Files. So it's going to be just kind of things that we've heard, things that we've seen online, what our conspiracy theories are.
Ooh.
So again, don't take...
We
everything
deep dive because we saw a lot of it all over TikTok.
Yeah. So don't take every single thing that we say like as facts, because again, it's just things that we've seen, we've heard, and obviously...
Are you going to log into the Epstien Files?
Yes, I am. So there's just a lot. So I guess let's just jump in.
I'm ready.
So for those of you who are not up to date, I don't know how you wouldn't be, but just in case,
everywhere.
If y'all aren't up to date on the Epstein Files, basically Jeffrey Epstein was an American financier and convicted sex offender who sexually abused underage girls and maintained connections with high-profile individuals. Okay. Let's see.
Crazy, guys, crazy.
He was arrested in July of 2019 on federal sex trafficking charges, but died by suicide.
But did he though?
In his New York jail cell on August 10th of 2019. So literally it was like
a couple years
a month. He died within a month of being arrested. Yeah. And so...
Okay, and Tupac's dead too.
Yeah. So my conspiracy theory was obviously that he was murdered. He wasn't...
He's not murdered. He's alive.
Oh, I saw that too. So we'll jump in.
Okay.
We'll jump into that. But yes. You know what I mean? I know what you're talking about. Okay, because there's just too much that doesn't add up.
It doesn't.
Like, okay, the facility where he was held, there's cameras everywhere because it's a prison. Right? So you can't have blind spots.
You can't.
In a prison. Like, you just can't. You know? And so, the tape from when he committed suicide was just non-existent.
So the tape wasn't non-existent, right? But yeah,
it was tampered with.
Okay, so the tape was tampered with, but y'all caught a Chapo digging a fucking hole in his cell.
Yeah.
Make it make sense.
Yes.
Come on.
And then, so...
It's an inside job, bro.
Oh, it definitely is. And the theory behind it is that he was actually a spy for Israel.
I've heard that.
Okay. And this is like, there's so many things that add up to that, which is super crazy, right? And then I seen on TikTok that there was this guy who used to be undercover and like all that stuff, right?
And stuff?
No, he's not Israeli, but for the US, right? And they had asked him, you know, like, what do you think about the theory of Epstein being an Israeli spy? And well, he was like, I'm not saying he is, but I'm not saying he's not.
Oh,
right?
You can't confirm that's a yes to me.
He was like that things that he's had to do, where he's had to be put
in certain situations,
and certain positions that contradict his morals in order to gather information
for the
government. Like, it makes you do things, right?
Yeah.
So
it's your job, so you can't really question it. For him.
Yeah, for him, it was like that. I wouldn't have fucking done it. Like, ain't no way in hell you finna pay me this amount of money to traffic a bunch of kids and record shit. Fuck no. Absolutely no.
You'd rather shoot me.
Yes, exactly. And so the crazy thing is not a lot of influencers are speaking on it. Not a lot of them are. At least I haven't come across any. But Bailey, Bailey Syrian?
The one
Is that her name?
She does stories of like serial killers and murders.
Yes, and that's where we started watching.
Yeah, she does her makeup.
We started watching her before we even did any of this. Mm-hmm. Like she was, like we were on that shit.
Honestly, because we want to do like a true crime podcast, but then we're like, everybody does it.
Yeah.
And then we're like, well, let's just do confessions and just talk about random shit.
Yeah. And so I seen that she had recently went live.
Well, I saw clips that it looked like she had a breakdown.
She had a mental breakdown but I didn't know why. She was doing her true crime.
Okay.
She jumped in to the Epstien Files.
Well, I haven't seen her the past month. I haven't seen any episodes.
I've seen the clips. I haven't watched it, but I've seen some of the clips. So basically, she jumped into the Epstien Files. And she was going to do an episode on it. But I don't think she did. I think she just went
full throttle.
Like she just went online and was just like lost it. Like not go crazy, but like she just emotionally and mentally, like everything that she saw and read like fucked her up.
I haven't even seen the files.
You haven't? I've seen some of them and they are...
I've seen snippets like on TikTok, but like deep dive. That's what
I couldn't deep dive into the Epstien Files. I'm a mom. I fucking couldn't.
So since Rose, I'm gonna have to do it.
Where we can get into the Epstien Files.
Yeah, because I haven't seen it. And I was gonna let you take control over this, but I have certain things that I've seen and heard on TikTok that made me
super uncomfortable
and made me, like, I'm getting goosebumps, made me upset just because I'm a mom. Mm-hmm. And I'm getting teary eyed. Like, who does that? And you can't tell me the parents of the kids didn't know.
And that's the biggest thing. Like,
there's also a conspiracy that John Benet Ramsey.
Yes, because
of that one picture.
There's a photo and one of like the pictures that they took when the FBI went and raided. It's a picture of her sitting on his shoulders.
On Epstein's shoulders.
And I mean, it's an identical, like,
I've seen it.
Like face, like if you were to put her face over that picture's face, it's like spot on.
But then also, if you think about
the parents were also friends with them and stuff, because in one of the pageants, Maxwell was
the wife
there. Yeah, his ex-wife was there at her pageant. Yeah. Yep.
You never know. You never know. Or Life Touch.
Life Touch. A lot of Texas schools are pulling out of picture day and like things like that with them. So thankfully our school doesn't use Life Touch. We use Logan.
We use Life Touch.
Y'all use it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we use Logan Photography and we have for years.
Preschool messaged us that they no longer will have their spring pictures taken because everything that's going on. I don't know about the girls' school yet, but I'm not... Okay, this is my theory. So you're telling me that they will comb through all these pictures and pick the kids that they wanted?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure if I should be happy or offended. Like, I was ugly as fuck. Never mind.
And you can go on the DOJ and click on the Epstien Files and you can search through the files for your name. I searched mine in Abel's. He didn't want us.
Yeah.
We'll also upload photos and stuff from
certain things
from the files.
That's not too disturbing.
Yeah, no, because we're not doing that.
That's not too disturbing. But I saw that, And then, because you know what? Back in the day, when we were in school, they would give us a little
fingerprints.
The fingerprints in case we got lost thing, which was kind of weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And there's just so much. All of these that I'm looking at right now are just photos. And I wish there was a way to just go like this to view them. But,
that's so crazy.
Prince Andrew got arrested for having the connection with the Epstein Files and the photos that were released of him above the girl. So he was arrested, but the U.S. hasn't made any arrests whatsoever about anybody that's been in the Epstein Files.
Well, they're not going to arrest a president. And he was the main one in every video.
Well, Donald Trump was actually mentioned.
It was a lot of times.
I want to say, I could be wrong, but I know he was mentioned at least over 4,000 times in the Epstein Files. But
they also have videos of him in the parties.
That too. But the DOJ, okay, because my kid's a nerd.
Shout out.
My kid's a nerd.
To my baby.
And I don't condone him looking into the files or like anything like that.
He's going to do it regardless.
So he doesn't read them, right? Because I told him, I was like, it's not for you, right? But he keeps up with all the tea and everything, right? And apparently the DOJ is going in, and all the files that they released where they redacted the names and stuff, they're going in, they're removing those and removing Trump's name and then uploading them back. And then so the people that have gone and already like downloaded them and like things like that, for some reason, whenever they go in to open them, the files on their computers, their personal computers, they're all missing. So if you ever think the government wouldn't do that, they would.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So what artists have been on the files, have been mentioned?
Let's see.
Because I'm telling you, like, I didn't deep dive into it, but just certain things were crazy. I don't know, Rosie. That's crazy. So, did you hear the theory of Michael Jackson and Neverland?
Yes. So Neverland, girl, like you're bringing them up and I'm remembering them. So Neverland was actually, theoretically, this is all hearsay, right?
All through what we're seeing online.
Yes, because of a voicemail that was released by the DOJ. So it was released because it was sent into the hotline.
This is Rosie's episode, y'all. She really deep dived into this shit.
I tried to, guys. So if I'm missing anything, let us know. I have.
I'm just gonna bring up shit and she's gonna know what it is. Go.
Hold on.
Hold on, guys. She is typing away.
So,
I gotta get my notes.
Oh, see? I wasn't even close. That's fucking crazy. Nope. Okay, we'll jump back into that in a moment. So, Neverland, right? So, in a voicemail before Michael Jackson passed away, he had, I want to say he called his physician, right? His personal doctor. And was like, I'm not going to make it. They're coming for me. If something happens to me, just know that it wasn't a suicide because they're going to play it off as a suicide. Like all these things. He was like, I was just trying to protect them. I was trying to keep them safe. And that was it cut off. And then 24 to 48 hours after that, he was found overdosed.
But there's also a video where he's getting interviewed and he's feeding his baby, right? He's feeding his baby. And of course, he has his baby's face covered with a scarf. And they're saying that how he dangled his baby out of the balcony. Remember that?
Yes.
And he was like, no. He was like, I would never do that. He's like, the fans wanted to see my baby. They wanted to show him love. So I picked him up like this or whatever to show them. And then this whole time he's shaking, feeding his baby. The scarf is coming down and he's just like trying to cover the baby's face. They're saying it was because, what was it called? All the pedophiles on the island really wanted Michael to sell his kid to them.
Yeah.
And that's why he was like, I'm never going to show my baby's face.
And I think that was Blanket.
And then
I think it was Blanket.
And they're also saying that isn't his house like close to the Epstein Island or whatever?
I'm not 100% sure. But hey, connected. It's really crazy because there's the conspiracy theory in LA where all like the high profile homes and stuff like that, they're all interconnected. Epstein's house that they raided there was connected.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Like,
yes,
his house was a couple blocks away from Michael's house.
Yes.
And then they were also saying since he got a big old, since Michael Jackson got a...
Hold on. Sorry. But they're all...
No, but they were saying...
There's tunnels.
Yeah, they were
that connect all the houses.
And they were also saying Michael Jackson built Neverland to save the kids.
He did. So that's... Now, again, we know what he was accused of. Right? Everybody knows what he was accused of. But it's one of those things where it's kind of difficult because you don't really know because these kids were accused him and, when all that stuff happened, right? All right, cool, fine. Like, get your justice, whatever. Great for the kids. But then it becomes contradicting because a lot of the kids after he passed away were saying that their parents wanted the money. And so they were told to lie. And
yeah, I've heard that.
And too. The parents got brand new, like, big ass houses, their bank accounts. And the crazy thing is that they weren't paid off by Michael Jackson himself. They were paid off by somebody else.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if they track it back, it'll go to Epstein.
So it was just kind of like...
These are conspiracy theories.
They're all conspiracy theories.
Don't quote us on it.
Yeah.
They're just stuff we've seen and heard and read and stuff.
And so, but a lot of the kids did come out and say that they were told to lie. But obviously, like, nothing came of any of that.
Yeah.
And it still hasn't. But, I don't know, that's crazy. That's crazy. Now, do I condone a lot of the things that he did? Like sleeping with the kids in his bed with him? Like things like, no, absolutely not. No.
Kind of weird.
Especially when there's like no relation or anything like that. You know what I mean? Because your kids have slept in my bed. Obviously, their tío didn't sleep in the bed. Like he was like, no.
I'm going to go downstairs.
Going downstairs, whatever. Right? Especially with the girls. But, when we used to have the kids and stuff like that, I'm like, okay, well, they were still little, so well, they kind of had to sleep with us.
Yeah.
So, but I think that's different.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He was also going through like a lot of mental stuff.
He was.
Imagine all the stuff he like knew and couldn't speak on.
And I have to try and find it. I have to try and find it. There's 2 videos. If I can find them, I'll have you clip them into the recording. Because this one's probably going to be a long-ass recording. But there was a video that was released. Whether or not the authenticity of it is legit.
What?
But there was a video. One was of a little boy. And he was in basically like an interview room, right? And, they were talking to him and they were like, well, we're going to find your dad. Like, we're going to find your parents. And he was like, please, like, don't do it. I don't want to go back. And they were like, why? Like, what happened? Like, how come you don't want to go home? if I start crying, just bear with me.
Screenshotting, I'll think.
But basically, the little boy was like, I don't want to go back because my dad does bad things. And they were like, what do you mean? Like, to you? Like, to who? And he was like, well, he makes us do things. And then the little boy proceeds to go on to talk about how his dad made him, murder a baby. And then how his dad drugs him and lets other people put things
in
him when he's bad.
What?
And how, his dad forces him to eat the babies.
Is that the one that said that babies taste like cream cheese?
No, that was in an email. That was an email that you're talking about. And then there was another little girl.
You gotta send me those videos because I haven't seen them.
I'll send them after this. There was a little girl who basically, and I don't know if y'all can see my shirt, but it says "Girls Will Be Girls," and it's got Medusa with a guy's head in her hand. So, but basically, the little girl was being it was like a hidden camera type thing.
Okay.
Right? So I guess she wasn't aware that she was being recorded. But basically she was saying that, the same thing that they drug them. Or she said they give them something that makes them feel funny. Right? So she doesn't know it's drugs. It makes her feel funny. And
I'm getting hot.
Yeah. It makes them feel funny. And they had a table lined up with bodies of babies. And the babies were already dead. But, someone gave her like a machete or something like that and told her to
chop the head
off. And she didn't want to, and she was crying. And so he grabbed her hand, and together they were
sawing off.
Yeah. And she was talking about how she has to wear certain clothes, and she doesn't understand why, because they show
revealing
things. I forgot word for word like how she said it, but it was just so
like a small kid.
It was just so innocent, and there was just so much that she knew it was wrong, and she just couldn't comprehend why
they made her do that. Why was it happening to her?
And so she was just like that they make her do things, and she has to wear certain things, and then sometimes she has to massage like these men in certain places and like things like that. So it was just like, what the fuck?
That's disturbing.
It is. It is. And that's the mild shit from the files. So as far as the high profile individuals named in the Epstein files, President Donald Trump is mentioned. Keep in mind, I said over 4,000. He is mentioned over 38,000 times in the files. Former President Bill Clinton frequently referenced in documents. Elon Musk, the tech mogul, was corresponded with Epstein. So now that one,
I figured that one was going to be in there.
I've read the emails.
Okay, explain.
I've read the emails.
I'm telling you, I didn't read shit.
Elon.
I haven't read shit.
So Elon Musk was never on the island. As far as I've seen. Okay. Keep in mind, this is just
from what you've gathered.
Like, none of this is, we don't know if all of this is accurate. We're just telling y'all, right? What we've heard. But as far as I am aware, he was never on the island.
Okay.
But he has hundreds and hundreds of emails.
With Epstein?
With Epstein Associates.
Okay.
Okay. asking to be on the island. But they hated this man so much and thought he was just so weird that he was never invited. And in some of the emails, shows Epstein, one of his associates, and Elon, right? So the associate messaged Epstein saying, hey, Elon Musk is writing us again.
He's determined to be on
He wants to know when you're going to have another party or whatever. And he's like, his vibes are weird. I don't like it. He's weird. And so...
Conspiracy. What if Elon was trying to save the children? That's why he was giving weird vibes. You never know. You never know. You never know.
It's more believable for Michael Jackson to save the children than Elon.
He might be a dick and whatever he is, but what if he was gonna save the kids? That's far stretch.
That's a far reach conspiracy theory. We'll roll with it.
But I'm saying, like, for them to say he's giving weird vibes.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers, y'all eating babies.
No, they just said he was really weird. It wasn't even like vibes in the sense of like.
But how was he being weird is what I'm trying to
They just said that he was too weird to be with them. Like, he gives creepy vibes, is what it was. Like, he out-creeped the fucking creepers. Yeah.
But how?
I don't know.
I want to know what he was doing.
I don't know what he was doing when they met in person and like things like that. But he out-creeped them. Which is crazy.
It's crazy to think that someone will out-creep the creepers.
Yeah.
I mean, but he does give
give weird vibes. But, so, they would, like, Epstein said no. So then the associate messaged Elon back and was like, oh, unfortunately, he's kind of stepping back from throwing parties. There's too much heat, yada, yada, yada. But we'll let you know when the next one happens.
And
they never did. And he would keep emailing them and asking them, and they kept saying no. So basically, they bullied Elon Musk.
That's crazy.
Prince Andrew, formerly known as Prince Andrew, has been dodged by questions about his relationship with Epstein. But we'll have to find the pictures so you can upload it too.
Okay.
But basically, they found photo evidence where he has positioned himself over a young girl who's laying on the floor.
I've seen it.
And there's been other videos and pictures.
But that one's the main one.
But that one's the main one because I think it's the least graphic. But the UK did arrest him. He was arrested on 2/18. So, and that is so far the only arrest that's happened. Now, there were some high-profile individuals. I don't have their names. But I did see that there were high-profile individuals from India. I want to say it was India. I think it's India. It could be wrong, though. But basically, they're destroying... If it is India, then they're destroying... The people are destroying the temples in India because those people that they put into power
are the ones
that are in the Epstein Files, and they're retaliating by destroying the property that they live in.
Clock it.
So, but
what you expect?
Let's see. Hillary Clinton was also mentioned in the files as her husband, and then I think it's not funny, but I think it's crazy because I just saw an interview yesterday where Hillary Clinton was doing an interview and they were asking about the Epstein Files.
Oh God!
And girl,
what'd she say?
She was like, "What about them?" She's like, "What do you want to know?" She's like, "Well, we can talk about it.
Talk about it then, bitch."
And she was like, "Ask your question." She was like, "Have you ever been to the island?" She's like, "I have not." She was like, "Apparently Clinton has, but I have never personally been on the island."
So she just threw her husband under the bus.
And she's like, when, as far as my husband says, when he's gone to the island. There was nothing out of the ordinary as far as like things like that. Like baby eating and shit like that, right?
Be fucking for real.
This is what she's saying, right?
Yeah, I'm saying be fucking for real.
And then she was like, have you met Epstein? She's like, I've never personally met him. I have met his wife or his ex-wife.
The one
right,
chick,
Maxwell.
right? Uh-huh.
And she was like, okay. And she's like, well, what do you think about it? And she's like, I think we need to arrest people. She's like, if you want to interview everybody on that list, let's interview them. Interview me. Interview my husband. She's like, everybody. But if you're gonna do it, it has to be everybody. You can't pick and choose who you want.
I agree.
And she did. And I was like, okay, bitch. I was like, because she's like, ain't nobody coming for me. Talk about I'm hiding.
I agree.
And I was like, well, good for you. And so
my light's dying, guys. Keep going.
You can take a cord and plug it in.
Yeah.
You got an extension cord? Pause it. But yeah, so she was like, you know, if you want to go there, then we can go there, but everybody has to go there.
I agree.
And I was like, all right, cool.
I agree.
And then
for sure. Let everybody get interviewed.
Everybody.
Pick and choose.
And then so the DOJ, the head of the DOJ, I forgot her first name, but Bondi, right? Attorney General Bondi, whatever, the DOJ. This bitch got ate the fuck up by Congress. Okay.
I think that's the one where she was lying and they're like, well, you just committed a whatever because you just lied under oath.
Yes.
Shit, right?
Yes, yeah, that one. Pam Bondi, I think, or some shit like that. They ate that bitch the fuck up. And I was so happy that they fucking did that shit because there were victims there. Okay, the victims that were there, their names were released. These are victims whose families did not know what happened to them, that did not know that they were in the files, that they went through this traumatic experience, nothing. And instead of redacting their names, they redacted the presidents and all the other high-profile people. But all of their names were released, and they found out when their families started messaging them saying, hey, like, what the fuck, da-da-da-da-da,
mm-hmm.
right? So there was like a whole line of them, mm-hmm. right? No, there was like 2 rows. Yeah, mm-hmm. It was 2 rows. And then she refused to look at them. She refused to acknowledge them. And when asked, like, you know, one of the senators asked her the congressman told the victims to stand up. And they were like, have you called into the hotline? If so, raise your hand. They all raised their hands. Have you been responded to? Raise your hand. Nobody. Have you been interviewed or asked to come in for an interview? No one raised their hands. Despite everything that's happened, would you still be willing to do an interview? They all raised their hands. And she did not turn around. She did not look. And she was just like this. She was like,
no emotion.
No, she had a fucking resting bitch face on. Like she didn't give 2 fucks. Like nothing. And like that's crazy. The crazy thing. The co-founder of Google,
what's his name?
Sergey Brin,
mm-hmm.
Is also mentioned in the files. Stephen Bannon is mentioned in the files. Barack Obama,
shut the hell up,
is mentioned in the files. I don't know exactly what for. And George W. Bush, also included in a list of high-profile figures. These names are part of a larger list of over 305 individuals mentioned in the Epstein Files, which include politicians, celebrities, and businessmen.
I want to know what celebrities, because that's crazy.
Well, let's see if we can get to the list.
Now we're going to put that picture up.
Mm-hmm.
Picture of our orange president and Epstein.
You know who's not in the fucking files? Putin.
That's crazy.
Okay. Let's see. Da-da-da-da.
So ugly. Hold on, guys. She's trying to find the list.
It's still going. Let's see. Let's see if I can find it.
You probably have to Google it, you know?
Well, it's because it was here. Let me see.
Crazy.
You can never go wrong with Wikipedia. So, here we go. We're starting with the letter A.
Alphabetical order.
Alphabetical order. So, Woody Allen. Woody Allen and his wife were regular guests at the Upper East Side townhouse of Epstein from 2010 onward. In a letter for Epstein's 63rd birthday, Allen wrote, always interesting, regarding the dinners. Photographs showed Allen and Epstein together, including on a private plane alongside Larry Summers. Emails show Epstein helping Allen's daughter get into Bard College by connecting her to Leon Boosting. So, Woody Allen.
Who's that?
He's like this director, actor. I don't fucking know. But he's like this real like producer type guy, right? So, he was married.
Okay,
previously, not to his current wife. He was married. They adopted a daughter. Okay. And then the wife got blacklisted in Hollywood for making accusations. This is all hearsay.
his ex-wife.
Yes. This is all hearsay, right? But, like, there's just, come on now.
No, keep going.
You know?
I want to hear this.
Ex-wife got blacklisted. Nobody would hire her. She couldn't act anymore, like nothing.
Okay.
Right? He ended up marrying his adopted daughter. And that's his current wife. And I don't know if the recording is real because AI and everything. I don't know if it's real, but it kind of goes hand in hand with all the accusations that the ex-wife was saying. But apparently he was doing stuff to the adopted daughter. And like basically she was groomed. And then they got married. And in the recording you can hear, I know what you did to her. Like, how could you fucking do that? You're fucking disgusting. And this and this. And like there was a whole argument. Yeah.
Mind fucking blown. He doesn't look important. Next one. I want to know people that I know.
I'm trying to see if this is the one. I don't know if this is the one that they're causing. No, man.
Yeah, these people.
Dan Arley had a long-lasting relationship with Epstein. In one email, Arley asked Epstein for a name and email of a redhead he had met earlier. Peter Atia. His name appeared over 1,700 times in the files. And one email, Atia told Epstein, the life you lead is so outrageous, and yet I can't tell a soul. These guys, y'all, this is creepy as
He looks
fuck.
creepy.
Oh my God. Jose Maria Aznar. Jose, we're just going to call him Jose. He is the former prime minister of Spain, and his wife Ana Botella are listed in the files as recipients of 2 parcels from Epstein, the first in 2003 and the second in 2004. The contents of the packages were not specified.
I don't know how to say that name.
Joshua Bach.
German scientist.
He's a German scientist and AI researcher. The MedLab and philosopher. MedLab used money provided by Epstein to support the work of Bach. He wrote long and often technical emails to Epstein in 2016. He wrote to Epstein that Black kids in the U.S. have slower cognitive development and that women tend to find abstract systems, conflicts, and mechanisms increasingly boring. He also stated that he continued to associate with Epstein after his conviction because highly respected academics recommended him as a funding source and assured me he was reformed. Adding the researchers, far more senior and famous than me, were accepting such funds. He said that his current view is that race is not casual for differences in development, and race is not a determinant of IQ in children or adults. Doug Band, he's a former American business and lawyer and a former aide to Bill Clinton. Emails released in 2026 show Band and Maxwell exchanged flirtatious emails in 2002. And that the two facilitated connections between Clinton and Epstein. Emails between Maxwell and Epstein further indicate that the pair purchased a $35,000 Audemars Baguette, which was a Christmas gift for Band. Band received an invitation from Maxwell for dinner with a slutty, and then it has the little thingies that say sick Spanish girl. He flew on Epstein's private jet more than 35 times. Steve Bannon, he's an American media executive, political strategist, and former chief strategist of the White House. The documents include thousands of text messages between the alt-right, populist, and Epstein. Specifically from 2018 and 19, they were discussing efforts to influence international geopolitics, including shaping European coalitions, increasing pressure on China, and forging business ties in the Middle East. Yeah, I was trying to see if there was
anything else.
Bannon suggested in an email that Epstein establish a center for human trafficking, teenage prostitution, and etc. A lot of these are white men.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Tom Barrack. He's a real estate investor and fundraiser for Donald Trump and the United States ambassador to Turkey. Epstein, Barack, and Trump were friends who socialized among the New York elites in the early 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. After Epstein's release from jail in 2009, Barack wrote, "Thinking about you. Hope you are good and life's calm again." In March of 2016, in an email exchange, Epstein told Barack that he had received calls from reporters asking about Trump, but had refrained from commenting. Barack responded, "Hope you're good. Let's catch up." Epstein replied, "Send photos of you and child. It makes me smile." Let's see.
I want to say let's keep going to say celebrities. This is a lot of people, and we're just in the B's.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's see people that we
find interesting.
Fidel Castro was the leader of Cuba from 1959 to 2008. In 2003, Castro invited Epstein to Cuba, according to Andres Pastrana, former president of Colombia, who was mentioned in both the files and the flight logs. He and Epstein flew to Cuba on the Lolita Express. Have you heard the song?
No.
No? Okay. I'm going to play the song, and y'all are going to be like, what the fuck? Because I heard it the other day, and...
Bro, this is a long-ass episode.
If you actually... I don't even know what the hell I'm typing. If you actually listen to the words, it's fucking crazy. We're probably going to have to do, like, part 2 or something of this, because...
But we're going to have to do it when we deep dive more into it. You know what I mean?
Because this is...
That one, Lolita Express?
I think it's this one. I don't know if y'all can hear it. Let me see.
I wanted to grow up son, a doctor, a hero, brave and strong, a firefighter chasing sirens,
The fuck?
an astronaut dreaming all night long. They showed me pictures of a better life, so this trip would change my days. I packed my dreams in a small suitcase and trusted all their ways. I thought it was a doorway out, a step into a brighter place. I didn't know that hope can lie and wear a human face. I was promised a prince to see, a party night and shiny scenes, games and fun, a night to keep, a night I'd never leave. They promised pizza, promised laughs, but that night I didn't eat a bite. I wasn't eating the pizza, mama. That night the pizza was me. Lolita, Lolita Express took me up into the clouds. Yummy, yummy, left the old rich crowds.
So, and it says, Mama, I saw the monsters there in expensive suits with gentle smiles. Listen to the song, because that's going to be our song for
the intro.
For the intro and everything. But the shit is fucking crazy. And keep in mind...
Let me see.
You can find some. Keep in mind, President Trump denied that the Epstein Files were even real. He said that it was just a hoax by, the Democrats. Bill Cosby was in it. Does it say email or anything?
Documents show that Bill Cosby and Jeffrey Epstein corresponded and that Epstein had invited Cosby to dinner parties. Epstein closely followed Cosby's sexual assault case in 2015. Between 2017 and 2018, Epstein unsuccessfully pursued purchasing Cosby's home. The Dalai Lama. This is crazy. Oh, keep going.
Oh, but if y'all listen,
Bill Gates.
Oh, we already knew Bill Gates was in it. If y'all listen to Lolita Express, it basically tells you what it fucking tells you. Stephen Hawking. I saw that. I fucking saw it. My foot's going to sleep and I don't know how to sit.
Same.
I fucking saw that.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Who we just talked about. It says there's no suggestion that Jackson was aware or involved with any of the Epstein crimes, but he was still mentioned in the files.
Diana Ross.
Mm-hmm. This is crazy.
Jay-Z.
Okay, it says, according to the FBI crisis intake form that was included in January 2026 release of Epstein Files, an anonymous victim alleged after being drugged and sexually abused, she woke up in a room with the rapper and Harvey Weinstein. I kind of figured he was going to be in it. This is crazy, guys. A judge?
Yeah.
Brett Kavanaugh is an American
Robert
lawyer.
F. Kennedy Jr. is in the Epstein Files.
Is an American politician currently serving as the United States Secretary of Health and Human Services. Emails and audio transcripts within the files reveal that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. had joined Epstein and the Lady Maxwell on a fossil hunting expedition on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation in South Dakota. It says taking fossils from this reservation without tribal permission is illegal. Boy, you know he did more than just that.
Well, considering he said he wasn't worried about COVID because he snorted cocaine off toilet seats. But there was also an email in the files that stated that they were trying to come up with a virus. Right? This was before COVID.
Okay.
Shortly before COVID. That they were currently coming up with a virus to have people isolate themselves and like things like that, and it would become a world pandemic. And sure enough, COVID happened. So,
okay, so it's Mette Marie, Crown Princess of Norway. She was mentioned over 1,000 times in the Epstein Files, with communication spanning between 2011 to 2014. Documents show that she spent 4 days at the Epstein house in Palm Beach in January 2013. One message implies she was aware of his 2008 jail term. In one email from her account, Epstein asked whether a mother would suggest naked women carrying a surfboard for her son's wallpaper. In response to the release, she stated, "I showed poor judgment and regret having any contact with Epstein at all. It is simply embarrassing." She expressed deep sympathy and solidarity with the victims of the abuses committed by Jeffrey Epstein. It don't matter, girl. You're on the shit list. Mohammed bin Salman is the crown prince and prime minister of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
In a 2016 email, Epstein wrote that Mohammed had gifted him a tent, carpets, and all. Following a trip to Saudi Arabia, Epstein also kept a framed photograph of himself and Mohammed in his New York townhouse.
Yeah. So I don't know if y'all remember, but do y'all remember the what's it say about him?
It just says that he tried to attend.
I told you.
About his wildest parties on his island, and wrote in December that he wanted to hit the party scene in St. Bart's or somewhere else and let loose. When Epstein replied, "The ratio on my island might make Tallulah uncomfortable," referring to Musk's then wife Tallulah Riley, Musk responded that Rachel is not a problem for her. Musk also suggested in February 2013 that Epstein meet him at the SpaceX rocket factory near Long Beach, California. In another 2013 email exchange, Epstein congratulated Musk and later asked if he had tried the wakefulness medication. In an email to Tom Pritzker, Epstein described a dinner with Musk as wild. Musk has publicly stated that he refused all invitations to Epstein Island. In 2019 to Vanity Fair, Musk said that he had once briefly visited Epstein's home, but had declined repeated visitations to Epstein's island. But everybody got the emails of your boy.
So, do you remember the Wayfair conspiracy that came out?
Where they would sell, where they would sell furniture, but they would name it after kids that were missing. Yes.
Okay, that's in the Epstein Files. It was true.
What?
Yes.
So Wayfair's in it too?
Yeah. Bitch, and I just bought my couches. I'm fucking mad. Yeah.
And they were going for high prices.
So they would have, basically what it was is they would have the same couches or furniture or whatever. It would be the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And one would just be for like a shit ton more.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then what it was, if you tried to purchase that one, if you weren't on an approved list, it would just cancel your order. Yeah.
I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah. Me and Abel found that out a couple weeks ago. And then, what was the other one? Fuck.
Epstein had invited Princess Sophia, Duchess of Varmland, to his Caribbean estate, but she politely declined. He also invited her to a private Broadway screening in New York in 2012, but she also declined. Imagine.
Yeah, she was like, fuck no. Kevin Spacey was on the list too.
These are old white men. Crazy. What is...
Like, if y'all look...
Donald Trump.
Oh, what's it saying? You can read that one.
It says Donald Trump is the 45th and 47th president of the United States. The New York Times identified more than 5,300 files containing over 38,000 references to Trump, his wife,
Mar-a-Lago,
and related terms in the January 2026 release. Many were news articles or publicly available materials, and none included direct communication between Trump and Epstein. Trump was among a half a dozen prominent men from who the FBI's files included what an official described as salacious information. According to the internal correspondence, the agency compiled tips about Trump into a summary that was released but contained no corroborating information. In 2011, from the DOJ's files indicated that Epstein planned to call Trump regarding Virginia. What is that word? Last name? Giuffre? I don't know.
Giuffre?
Giuffre. Trump has claimed he parted ways earlier. Handwritten notes from a 2019 September victim interview describes being transported to the little
Mar-a-Lago
to meet Trump, with Epstein allegedly saying, "This is a good one, huh?" The notes did not suggest misconduct by Trump. In exchange with Jagland, Epstein said that the Churkin explained Trump's behavior. He must be seen to get something. Bro, he has a lot. I'm not reading all this.
Yeah.
It says, as of February 1st, 2026, the list of tips regarding Trump was no longer available on the DOJ's publicly accessible database. And then Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump are on there too. Melania Trump there too. The Brian Vickers, American former
that's what I was gonna say.
Stock car driver.
So there was a email between Epstein and an associate.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the name, but basically
Mark Zuckerberg.
He was saying he has zombie plants.
I saw that.
Okay, he has zombie plants, and it showed a picture of the plants, the trees, on his island, that when consumed, it basically puts you in this zombie state, and it like makes it to where you're like not aware, and it causes paralysis and all sorts of things. But that he had a bunch of those plants.
I saw that on TikTok.
Yeah.
Bitch, that's scary.
Well, yeah, all he had to do was give the kids and shit the zombie drugs.
Oh my God.
And then in one of the emails, it was saying, I forgot who it was between, but it was Epstein and someone else, basically saying that the insides of the babies taste like cream cheese.
I saw that one.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Girl, it's just so much to go through.
They were also saying, damn, which one was I going to say? So it was the cream cheese babies. Which one else? There's so much, guys. What else? What else do they say?
It's so sad. If you want something specific, you can type in babies. Yeah, I know. They would have designer babies.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Ew. Why does it have so many? I'm just gonna put. It says, I have talked with Austin again, and we have a series of questions about how serious you are about wanting this and what ground rules are for me even exploring this with you and getting to the next steps. Also, these questions are around your requirements for secrecy and privacy, specifically regarding reputational risk and also any financial involvement. I think there will also need to be some understanding about goals and feasibility of different results. I think that one way this could be done is under the banner of my Designer Babies project, since the other deliverable is similar and shares so many of the same procedures and lab requirements. This might offer a sufficient level of deniability. I'll propose another call on Monday in the afternoon to discuss these issues. Please propose a time. Thank you, Brian Bishop, to Jeffrey and Austin Hill.
Mm-hmm.
This is crazy, guys.
Yeah. That's wild.
Do you really think that John Benet Ramsey was in on it, John? Do you really think he knew them?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, she's not in the files. I don't have anything else.
That's it for part 1 of the Epstein Files.
Until we deep dive
We're gonna deep dive through these emails and we'll be back. Let us know what you think, what your conspiracy theories are on this, what your opinions are on this. Like, let us know. We'll read them.
You can send it through Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or email us at sisterhood.confessions1@gmail.com, and we'll read them. We'll screenshot them if you want, or we can read them anonymously. Make sure to like and comment on our YouTube page. And until next time.
Bye.